The driver is officially out of the bag. I'll say I've learned a lot about golf this year, and the one consistent has been that the driver is inconsistent. It's just not fun. I can't do it the same as every other club. I feel like I made progress with the irons. I made progress with the putter, especially the putter, but I just made no progress with the driver at all from last season. And I did so many things throughout the season. It's really hard to believe that it continues to remain just an absolute mess for me. So I'm just done hitting driver. It was fun. It's a nice experiment. I wasted a lot of money on it, obviously. So there's options for the old driver to come back. I just don't really know what the issue was. Like, I feel like still, even with all the changes I've made to the shafts in that driver, it still feels like it's half the weight of what a driver should be. Like, I got a new 3-wood as well, which you're gonna see me hit exclusively off any tee box I used to hit driver. It's just better. It's just like, it's a better weight. It feels more responsive. Like, I have a better understanding of where it is, where the face is, how to swing it. And the best thing is, I don't have to constantly change tee height. I was constantly dealing with that, and especially up here because the tee boxes are a little shaggy. So sometimes you can't really see the ground level. You can't see like the flat area because the tee box is a little shaggy. So I'd be kind of guessing on tee height a lot of the time. And it just wasn't fun, man. I'd be skying it, I'd be topping it. This is the same no matter what. And I'm also using like a quarter of the amount of tees because I can just pick up the broken ones that are on the tee box. So it's good for me mentally. It's good for a lot of reasons, but let's get to the round and see how it goes. I've also been dealing with an injury. So this is the first 18-hole round I've played in up here probably almost a month now. Last time I recorded a video, I realized that probably doing this to myself, it's like something wrong with the way I was standing, and I was putting a lot of weight on my left side. This is for a few reasons, but we won't talk about them today. All I know is that I kind of really hurt what I believe to be my hip flexor. I hear that a lot in sports. And it does, I think that's what it was. It's still a bit sore. It's very tight. Whenever I wake up, my left leg is like insanely tight. We'll see. First swing, a little tight. It's pretty good though. Let's go see where it's at. The other great thing about hitting 3-wood is that I get to go 3-wood on a lot of holes, which I think is just going to make me a better ball striker. Like, if you play one club for 72 shots, then obviously you're going to hit that really well, right? So this is a good thing for me, especially if I can't play a lot. I get more rhythm with a single club. I was doing that kind of a lot with hybrid anyway, a lot of these holes. So those holes are now just going to be 3-wood holes, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. I think this is the time to start talking about one other thing that you should be aware of though. So over the time I wasn't able to really play, I haven't really been able to play 18 holes, so I've been thinking a lot about golf. And I was watching, it's the best thing about recording, a lot of footage of my swing. Long story short, I have redefined the parameters of my swing yet again. I'm gonna call it a new swing, but I've changed some things back to how they were in April, I guess mostly, that I didn't realize weren't that way anymore. It's great to be able to record the footage and to look at it like that, because I'm able to learn a lot more about the game of golf just by watching myself. Even though I don't really know what I'm looking at half the time, I have learned a few things. So the ball's flying further. I am now again hitting the Bridgestone E12 contact on any hole that I need distance on, extra distance on. I absolutely love the TP5. I would swim in a bath of that cover. That's how great it feels, especially off irons. But unfortunately, the Bridgestone just goes a little further, so I'm getting more distance out of it. I feel like I should use it on any long hole. Maybe that's, you know, I don't know if that's like good etiquette to be switching balls, but I think it's good. It's worked out well for me. And then on holes I don't need distance, I'm hitting the TP5. I absolutely love it. So I accidentally bought some TP5Xs from 2019. Nobody warned me. These balls are not good for me, let's put it that way. If anybody wants them, let me know, because I can't use them. But anyway, we're gonna see TP5 on the next hole, and I think you might see some interesting shot shapes coming up. Yes, I hit a draw. More of a hook actually that time. Figured some things out. I don't want to make it too big of a deal, but I feel a lot more confident. I feel like I'm able to close the club face when I hit a draw, even though, you know, not inherently better than a fade. The results are better. It just seems to work better for me. And even though I missed the fairway pretty hard left there, should be a better shot. We basically, that plus the 3-wood, I'm basically hitting it further than I would hit my driver. I usually never even be able to take driver out on this hole because the trees guard it so heavily, and I would almost always hit it offline. This is hit pretty far offline, I suppose, but it still cleared everything. And you know, we have a shot in, but I think I'll probably have to try to make sure I just get out of this. The rough here has been insanely rough. I think it's because, you know, a week ago we had that hurricane, so they haven't really been able to cut it, maybe, I don't know, but it's been tough to get out. The problem I often have is really, really thick, and I guess it just slows the club head down so insane that the ball just goes nowhere. It doesn't even launch a lot of times. So I don't know if anybody has any advice for that, but can't seem to figure it out. I've been watching videos and stuff, and everybody's saying things that don't work for me on that front, but when we're in the fairway, things are going pretty good. Get there. Yeah. Hit that one big time off the toe, which is just so, I mean, I know it's still the same result and it's not any more consistent, but it's just good. It's just like up here, that's excellent. Oh my God, what? Oh, what? What the fuck? Not quite a hole-in-one. What? Yo. From about 30 yards out, landed it just about here-ish. Took some hard bounces, and all I was thinking was, ooh, that's gonna have to hit the flag. And it did. Not only did it hit the flag, but it took like the perfect kiss off. I thought I was gonna smash off the flag and go all the way over there. Took the perfect kiss off the flag, right in the cup. Okay, so that's a birdie, right? That counts. I'll accept the TaylorMade sponsorship. Like, just go ahead and send me a dozen balls, guys. We'll do product placement. We'll do everything. Let me know. Freaking love these balls. Yeah, like I said, the only downside is I don't get as much distance. I get a lot of spin on them, though. Man, did that feel good off that wedge. All right, so let's talk about what the difference is between the 3-wood and the driver for me. So honestly, this is up there with one of my better drives. If I get that really big fade action, it's usually back here kind of in line with the tee box. I always think it's funny that, like, if I actually sliced it, it's probably gonna hit somebody on that tee box. But this down tree is usually where I'm looking at as my best possible drive. A lot of times it would be in the rough over there though. So this is kind of dead straight, middle of the fairway. I didn't hit it very well. I think, you know, it's a little bit still, I'm having trouble staying in my posture because my hip's still bothering me a bit, but this is excellent, dead straight. And you know, if we do this again, we'll be a much better player at par 5s. In the past, a lot of times I'd be even with that 150 marker all the way up here now. So I didn't actually have a 3-wood before, in case you're new to the program. So yeah, that's a big deal on its own, but 3-wood, now I have a ton of confidence for the next one, you know? Very good tee shot, not excellent, but very good. Very good second shot, and 126 to the flag. That's a weird club for me. I used to hit my 9-iron about 115. 8-iron's about 130 something. So I was like, let's take out the 9-iron. I hit it, and it was so long that the dude almost cut it when he was cutting the rough around the green. So let's get off that hole. I can't play under those circumstances, guys. But anyway, that was a really good hole for us, and made it easy par actually there. So I did not mean to hit it over here, but this is perfect. Nice little, it was kind of straight down the center and then drew a bit to the left. I pulled it a tad. I like to try to start it off on that side and draw it towards the center, but I guess I pulled it. So this is actually really, this is where you want to hit from, because you don't have to even think about those trees. And again, for reference, usually my average drive would be in line with that kind of bluish green tree there. My best drive would be, you know, if I faded it, it would be up there under those willow trees or near the weeds there. So a lot of times I faded it pretty hard into those trees back there. So this is a good, yeah, I mean, this might actually be even better than my average drive. And you know, the ball helps, the swing changes help, but just having the confidence with the 3-wood. I've just hit 3 excellent shots with this 3-wood back to back. I now have to try to convince myself not to hit 3-wood here, because I could actually, like, I might actually do it. Like, it's going so well. Why not take an aggressive shot at this? I don't know. I did hit 3-wood, took a very conservative line though. I shot the tree and it's like 185 to that tree, so I'm like, oh my god, if I hit it right at that tree and it doesn't draw, it's gonna be a really bad finish to this hole. So just kind of took the coward's way out on this, but this is as good as we've ever had on this hole, so should be an interesting yardage. Let's check it out. As expected, 135, a little downhill. Normally I would never even consider hitting 9 here. 8 is definitely going to be too much, I'd imagine, with how that last hole went. But 9 should be short. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. Let's just go for 9. And the problem is, if you're long on this hole, it's hard to get back onto the green. Well, yeah, I hit it too far, really kind of chunked it, and it's still, it would have been pin high. And I think if it hit the green, it would be probably off the back. So might be my mind kind of mentally correcting for the fact that it knew what was about to happen by pulling the ball there. But we are in the rough. I am going to just putt this though, I think. I'm not really feeling wedges right now. I think I'll have a better chance of getting it close with the putter. Okay, great shot. Definitely not near my furthest drive on this hole. First drive would be about equal to that tree, kind of just past that weed line there. But my average drive was probably about here-ish. A lot of times I would fade it into that right rough, which is usually pretty thick, but it looks like he just cut it, and this left rough is very thick now. So yeah, in the left rough, didn't have a great showing on the second hole there. I just don't think, I think no matter what, we're not getting to the green, so we'll just try to lay up again, I guess. That was strange. I felt like I hit it at the top of the club. It barely went anywhere. Oh man, so this is for 4. That is so long, it's crazy. Oh. Having trouble launching the ball today, but as good as any shot I've hit. You never get that flight with the driver either. That's the thing. Like, yeah, I kind of maybe scull it a little bit there. I don't know why it's doing that, but still going exactly where I want it, just not going really up in the air. That's good. There we go. It's actually pin high, pretty much perfect. I did land it right here. It looks like we'll fix that. So off the fringe there, but shit, that's a putt for birdie, guys. Yeah, it's not gonna get there, not even close. Let's endeavor for 2 birdies this round. That should have been a much better chance at it right there, but just didn't hit the putt very well. Like, literally didn't make contact with the ball very well. On the drive up here, it started steadily raining. Yeah, hopefully this won't continue, but I actually don't mind playing in the rain. I wish I prepared for it though, because I have a bunch of rain gear. It's funny, I played this whole last season and this season, and I've yet to actually need to wear rain gear or use an umbrella. It just never actually rains here. It's always either rain, like with storms, or not rain. There's no never really an in-between, it feels like. Okay, no second birdie here. This is no give me though. I tell you what, there's a lot of break in this putt. Yeah, I thought so. See, it breaks left. I don't understand. I don't know. Heavens rain down booze from the clouds above with this rain, man. I'll tell you. Bogey there. That's disappointing. Yeah, that's a tough putt though. This green is actually extremely difficult right now. Last time I played up here, it was so fast as well. Tough one. Okay, this is probably tied or maybe even better than the best tee shot I've ever had out this hole. The problem is I never used to actually hit driver here, so it's hard to compare it. Like, I'd probably say like maybe only like 10% of the time I played this hole I'd hit driver. But it kind of just got right through these trees. In the beginning of the year I was trying to hit a high draw over those trees. Ball doesn't really get up in the air like it used to, so regardless, I kind of hit a little slinger, caught the slope, and it rolled all the way out here. So this is excellent. Unfortunately, probably still won't be able to reach in 2, but yeah, it's a great position. It's excellent. A little off balance. It's a very slopey hole. Might not be able to tell on camera, but this is pretty good. This is about as close as we've ever been for our 3rd shot. Hey, if I spent as much time trying to improve my wedge game as I did my long game, I'd be a pretty good golfer right now. But yeah, thinned it hardcore. Don't even know where it hit. on, go, go, go. Ah, it's not gonna get there. That was definitely our best first 2 shots on this hole ever, I think, like for sure. I can't remember a better one. Well, I have never hit a golf ball from up here. Boxes were all the way back, and we got a lot more draw than I wanted out of it. So this is not a good place to be. First of all, we're in the rough, but it is freshly cut, so it's certainly better than the previous rough we were hitting out of. Nowhere near my best shot either, obviously. But we got this new trusty 3-wood. I think we go for it. I mean, at worst, even if we hit this little low trajectory shot, we're still uphill. Or, you know, we're above where we need to land it. So I think we go for it. Okay, so I don't know what that was. Kind of barely hit the ball. It was a great lie too, I don't know. But yeah, now we're definitely going for it, 3-wood. Well, I'll tell you what, man, I hate blind shots. I don't think there's anything in golf that makes it less fun than not seeing the ball down. And yeah, I don't know, this hole really just, it's a frustrating hole as it is. So I have no idea where it is. I have no reference for where it would be either, because I'm hitting 3-wood now for the first time. So I assume it's gone somewhere, maybe into the woods over here. But I can't find it, and that means at best, depending on how you play it, we would be dropping 4, hitting 5. We're obviously not holing out, so that means we're making double here at least, if not triple. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the max here, and that'd be an 8. All right, anyway, it's sailing downhill, par 3. I don't know what we're doing distance wise here. Probably just choke up on a 9. It's about 126 to the flag, so just got to make a good contact with it, see if we can't get that nice action on it. Slightly fat, and again a little lucky because of that. I think it landed right by the flag and rolled off to the back side of the left. Should be on the green though. Should have a birdie putt. Just barely hung on. Not sure where it hit. There's got to be a ball mark. Every time you hit the green, you should leave a massive ball mark at the screen. That time we have a tap in par. No long winding putts for the par on the par 3s, but yeah, very good. Got some really squirrely numbers on this card, but got some very good play in between. It's kind of funny actually. I don't know how you'll be able to hear it on the camera, but it's like my favorite thing in nature, honestly. It's when it's raining steadily, but you're under a big tree canopy. You can just hear the rain hitting the leaves, but you're not getting wet at all. Like there's not even a drop of rain coming down. But as soon as I leave this canopy, we will be playing in steady rain again. Nine should have absolutely been the club there. It's normally what I hit out of the fairway. And we had a perfect shot shape. I don't know where it landed, but it is long off the green. And that's gone. Hit the flag. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I actually hit a really good putt, and I think the flag stopped it from going in. Usually the flag helps me, but at that time it did not. Okay, now this hole is actually one that I've been thinking about a lot. I see a lot of people up here, they hit driver here, and they come very close to landing on the green, if not beyond the green. Now, with the way the shot shape's playing, I don't really know if we can even get it up over that tree with 3-wood, but this is a hole that if I could hit the 3-wood very well on, this would be like a birdie hole every hole. Like potentially land it on the green or be like 5 feet from the green. That'd be pretty big. It's only like 250 and it's downhill, so I'm gonna take a little cheating. We're gonna do a little cheating here. Okay, I'm gonna hit this ball first. I'm gonna see what happens. The problem is it's completely blind, so you have no idea where it landed, and that's why I never try to do this with hybrid. But I'm gonna try this first, then I'll hit like 8 or 9 iron with the TP5 and see what I prefer. Probably still sticking with the iron approach, but I don't know, to me it feels like if we had a chance of putting it close, it'd be a much better chance of making at least a par, if not lower. Oh, that is so freaking good. Oh my god. That's got to be on the green. Those are going to go down in the books as 2 of my best shots of the day. 8 iron hit dead center of the face. 3-wood bombed. I think that's dead center of the face too. Hit best 3-wood we've hit all day. Nice little draw on it. I think I'm probably short, honestly, because I don't hit the ball very far, but if there was a chance, it was that one. There it is, and we still are pretty far, so not quite, not reaching it. It looks like no matter what I do, but man, that was hit so pure. This is exactly where you want to land it to. Maybe a little bit slopey here, but we're gonna play this, see what happens. I mean, I'm terrible at wedges, so I don't know why I think this is gonna be better for us, but yeah, let's see what happens. Oh no, that's perfect. Stop. Nope. I'll tell you, a birdie putt, it's just like so much more pressure. It's kind of funny, honestly. Like, I just feel like I never make them. I feel like anytime I ever make a birdie putt, it's just gonna be luck, because it's like I'm literally shaking every time I go for one. But golf just seems so much easier when you hit the ball far, man. It's kind of crazy. I've struggled with distance for so long. I still do, but I'm really happy that this 3-wood is working out for me, because it feels like I have a new chance with this sport. My driver, I used to basically have to say like either perfect drive or there's no way we're making, like it'd be lucky to make a bogey at that point. And that was not, it wasn't the most fun, man. Especially when I was playing, you know, longer courses. A couple of weeks ago, I guess like a month and a half ago now, I played 6,400 yards. And God, that was just awful. It was an awful experience. I basically had 3 to 4 shots into every par 4. And that was also because at the time my driver was just terrible. Like I was like hitting like 120 yards half the time. So it's just really nice to be feeling like I'm making progress with this club. And honestly, like I said, I'm hitting it farther than I would hit my driver most days anyway. And you know, if I made good contact with the driver, I'm sure there would be better results with it, but I just can't seem to make it happen. So it's all in the head, I think. You know, mental, such a big part of it. I actually slipped there. It went dead straight yet again, but a while ago I was up here and there was deer everywhere by the start of the course, like in the parking lot basically, and I couldn't figure out why. 2 days in a row I came up to walk 9 and there was deer constantly there. Then I realized why. Little apples everywhere. I don't know, I think they're apples. I don't know if they're pears or apples. I think they're apples, but they're everywhere. And there's one of those trees here too. Look at this. I don't know. I don't think I would ever eat something like this. This tree looks awful as well, by the way. What's going on here? Surprised they're able to actually bear fruit. But yeah, there's a couple actually, a couple of these trees. So, oh, this one looks like it's one too. Oh, that's cool. So if you're ever really, really hungry, come on out to Summit Hills. Bonked off the back of the wall. I don't know if you could hear it on camera. I heard the noise and then I saw the ball rolled all the way left. Ah, yeah, it's just right there. Okay, so tough lie here. All we gotta do is just get it up on this front though. This is actually pretty close to the pin still, so it should be very good. Yes. Now when I made the last video around this hole, this is when I started to feel very uncomfortable. But I think I'm pretty good. It's a little tight, but probably just a little sore because I haven't played in a while. So this is a very long hole, probably the longest hole, just not uphill. 9 is like so uphill, so I never have a chance. But this hole is another one I've been thinking about, because even though I did usually hit the driver pretty well, because it really does support a fade, like legitimately I could hit a fade at that tree down there and it will usually spit through hole slants like this, so it'll kind of run into the fairway. Happens all the time. And if we hit the club about as far as we hit the driver, we should then only have the club again into the green, and that just sounds so ideal to me. I love this place, I do, just because it's so great to come up here and just not have to worry about it. But what is this? Look at these mounds. We just forget to, I mean, look at how inconsistent it is. That one's like shaved all the way past the midpoint. That one's shaved like a quarter of the way. This one's barely touched. Then these ones aren't touched at all. What is going on at this place? I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, so this was not good. I guess this is technically the rough as well. It's hard to even tell, but that tree is usually our marker. If we hit it up to there, we're very satisfied. But as you see, that's the 150. So being this far away, yeah, I don't know if I'm even gonna go for it. I'm gonna clean all this grass off first, but I don't think we're gonna have a good shot in anyway. I don't know, I might as well. Yeah, distance wise, this is definitely as good as any driver we've hit, and like I said, actually probably better. But we have the exact same problem we always have. Regardless of distance, we are now completely blocked out by this tree, and this is a big tree, so I think we just gamble. I mean, there's no way around it. I don't think, I mean, the only other thing is like a straight layup, like just hit it over there. I mean, that's a fine idea, I suppose. I don't know if I can do that consistently. Like, I'd rather take a full shot, maybe like a sandwedge, and just try to get it up over there. I don't know, man. It's a tough decision. What would you guys do in this situation? Let me know. Okay, so I hit 3 balls. This was the punch out. Safe, very conservative, but obviously no chance of making the green no matter what we did. Let's document all 3. This was actually the sand wedge, so definitely not as good as I thought it was going to be. Thought we get it a lot closer. Oh, and there, is that the approach wedge? Oh yeah, okay. So, all right, so approach wedge was the number to get it there, but it did hit the tree and got caught up. So sand wedge carried it easily, but it ends up in the same place. Approach wedge just took a little longer, it took a little straighter line to the green as well. But sandwich definitely was good there, but we'll hit the first one obviously. But yeah, none of them really were any better. So we still have a pitch in, and God, I love TP5s, man. They just feel so good half wedges. I mean, we might be looking at triple here. This has really gone poorly. This should be the easiest par 4 out here. And now this is our fourth shot, so very thick yet again. Really got to get the touch right here. Lucky. Wow, very lucky. Oh my God, that's going in. Oh my God. This is why I always say, always invite luck into your life, because good luck feels so good. I cannot believe that. Almost, actually, I don't think it would have went in, but man, that was insane. The grass just ate that club up, basically hit the ball and dead stopped the club, and it rolled. It probably went up like a foot into the air, and it just hit this fringe and rolled all the way up, and then took a hard turn right towards the hole for a tap-in bogey there. One of my favorite quotes ever. Luck is merely an illusory essentialization of statistics and is neither inherently good nor bad. Tell me if you know where that's from. But what we don't have good luck on today is this tee box. I hate hitting from this tee box. It is so far up. Usually I hit from back there, and I feel like I have the perfect distance for that. This one, not so much. It's a big tee box, I'll tell you. We do have farther. Usually, sometimes it's like up in the middle there, so. Such a tough tee box for me. Really should be happy with hitting the dead center of the green like that, but didn't come ready with the putter, so that's a bogey that we really should not have had. Okay, as the last test for this 3-wood, I don't know if we take it out here. The box is so far up. If it was in the middle of the box, I would have been happy. I would have definitely been 3-wood, but yeah, I see early in the year it felt like we needed 5-iron here, but then like I just started slowly losing distance again. The shot shape was going south. Now we're kind of back to where we were. It just doesn't feel like a good idea to hit the 3-wood. The chance that I have no idea. So I think what we'll do is we'll hit an iron here, and then maybe I'll take a second chance. I'll hit the 3-wood after, and we'll see where it ends up. And pulled the 3-wood a bit, but that's kind of a good thing. The kind of distance check on the left side is longer than the right side, but there's a good chance that's probably in the weeds there, so let's find out. Okay, here is the iron, which is obviously short of the hazard, so I'm not sure. I don't see the wood, but yeah, I'd imagine if I can't see that orange ball over there, it's probably in the weeds there. Again, the camera's dying here, so I just want to say one thing before I forget. It's probably going to be the last 18-hole round I record. I don't know what we'll do for the rest of the season, but it is almost over. The season is almost over, so it was interesting. I didn't really make any progress. Oh, look at the balls here. Oh, okay, balls right here. That's interesting. Terrible. It would be awful to actually try to hit this, but we're not going to. But yeah, didn't really actually made no progress, but I learned a lot about myself and golf, so I guess you got to learn before you can get better at time. Really, just the game was just super inconsistent all year. I'll continue to play. I have to say though, I've fallen in love with walking 9 holes, and I can't really record that, so it's actually a lot more fun to walk 9 holes. I love these holes back here. I wish I could walk these, but I feel like a little dangerous crossing the road, but we'll see. Soon it'll be cold. I mean, it's in the 80s today. We got a lot of rain, but I bet you know, 2-3 weeks from now, be wearing a jacket. So summer's over. Interesting year, and let's finish this up, see what happens. Really well hit. This is super wet here. I don't know why, but I'm not going to hit off this. I will move it to the right where it is not wet. But yeah, basically just hit every shot that I would with my hybrid and my driver with the 3-wood instead. And I don't know, what do I do with the hybrid now? What do you guys think? There's still like obviously longer par threes the hybrid comes into play, but none of those today. So I don't know, I'm not really sure. You know, that I feel bad because that hybrid was like my best club for years. All right, well, we didn't really get it where we wanted. Kind of bounced it into the hill here, rolled up on the green at least, but that's a long putt for that birdie. That second birdie, man, that would have been cool. I've never had 2 birdies in one round. Almost had it a couple times today, but really got lucky to have 1. So what a great round. Honestly, we had some insanely good holes. Some par there, feels really good. That 3-wood really helps, man. It's a little bit extra distance on some shots that I was hitting hybrid, and it's a lot more consistent than the shots I was hitting driver. So just feels like perfect. Like, I would really recommend you guys, if you're in the boat I am. Honestly, I imagine a lot of, you know, high handicap golfers are. Like, you don't really ever hit the clubs perfect anyway, even when you're on your game. And the driver just seems like it has the most inconsistency with it anyway. It didn't happen as many, there wasn't as many holes as, you know, if we play like a proper course with a lot of long par 4s, we would have had a better look at it. But yeah, I mean, the times when I normally would hit driver, especially on those par 5s on the front, 3-wood was better, like actually better. It's almost, I think it's like legitimately tied for distance on average. We'll see as the, you know, the rounds continue to rack up, but I think like on average it's probably tied. Being able to hit the shot shape I want with it better. Obviously a lot of that's not related to the club. I haven't swung the driver since I rediscovered what I was doing wrong with the swing, and I'm not going to. I just don't, no more variables please. So that's that. Yeah, you know, it's a little different to have a couple different yardages in. Obviously the wedges didn't necessarily hold up today, but we made a good score and I enjoyed myself. So I would say that there will be a lot more rounds to come. Like I said, I probably won't be recording them, so make sure you check out the spreadsheet. Last year I talked about making a video about going through every card and kind of giving my thoughts on it. We're definitely doing that this year now that I have the spreadsheet. The big reason was, like, you know, I didn't know how I was going to record it last year, and that's why I never did it. But this year we're definitely doing it, and the main thing I want to do while doing it is average out every hole's stroke average and see which holes I'm doing the best on, because I know exactly which ones they would be, but I would love to see the actual average. Like, I think my prediction is legitimately playing par 3s pretty close to par. You know, we had a birdie today. I don't know if I've had many birdies on the par 3s this year. Had a couple last year. But yeah, I think, you know, on average, I don't usually make double. And certainly closer to par than the par 4s. And certainly better than the par 5s. So I can't wait to take a look at that. That'll be whenever it snows. So a couple months. Maybe, I don't know. We'll probably still make another video here and there. I just don't really know what else I'm going to make a video on. Maybe talk about golfing in cold weather again now that things have changed. But I have to say, I'm absolutely in love with the TP5. It's just my favorite ball. I adore it. Like, just touching it, it just feels so good, man. It's so great. This cover is something else. I don't know if it's because the 5-piece ball. Very satisfied with this for any distance agnostic holes that I know I don't need a little extra yards. But I'm telling you, those contacts, those E12 contacts, I was pretty dismissive of them that first time. I was in a bad place with golf at that point, but they are great. They actually, I'd say, like, maybe about 3 to 5 yards extra on every shot with those balls. So if you're somebody like me who really does need the extra yardage at times, give them a try. And they come in great colors too. I think there's a green as well, yellow, red, green. I think that might be it. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been a great year. If this is the last time we have a chat, otherwise we'll see you in the next one.